Hello, and welcome to the Sugar Bell Review, a program dedicated to learning about the people, places, and policies that make up the Bellbrook Sugar Creek community. This evening, we have with us Rob Johnson, one of the chairpeople of the Bellbrook Beautification Committee. Hi, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
We are excited to hear a little bit about this. It was kind of a surprise when you mentioned you were a part of it, and I was hoping you could give me a little bit more details about what it is.
Sure. The Bellbrook Beautification Committee has existed since the mid-'80s or so. It was started by the city, and it was a way for the greater community to recognize homeowners within the community who have put a lot of effort into their home to make them stand out.
Oh.
So we have, it's a yearly thing.
Okay.
We do this every summer. My wife and I, Michelle, are the chair people. Unfortunately, she wasn't able to join us tonight. We took over last year. Prior to that, Bron Wilson had run the committee for 20 plus years.
Wow.
Long time.
Yeah.
And last year was kind of up in the air who was going to run it, but in the end, Michelle and I decided to take it over. So we've run it for the last 2 years, and the way it works is we have a committee of 5 committee members in addition to us, and the city is divided up into 5 different locations.
Okay.
And each of those committee members gets a particular section of the city, and they drive through that area looking at houses that stand out. Mm-hmm. And when they're looking at houses, it's really not about who has the most flowers or anything like that. I mean, certainly that plays into it a lot, but if somebody's really done a lot of work to make the whole landscape and the whole house look great, that's what we tell our committee members to go look for. So they drive around their section and they nominate 4 houses. Okay. And once we get those 4 nominations back from each of the 5 committee members, we assemble those. Okay. And then we have the committee members go out around town and they look at every section. Okay. And all the committee members vote for houses in those sections, and then we tally up the votes. And the top 2 vote getters in any given section are awarded a beautification award for that year.
Oh, neat.
So in years past, last year, the first year we took it over, my wife Michelle and I would drive around to those houses and inform the homeowner, and it's really a great experience because they're usually pretty excited.
Yeah, they probably put a lot of work into their homes, so
yes.
That would be nice to be recognized, I'm sure, for their
Yes.
work.
And it's always interesting walking up because, let's face it, most of us don't really want to see people walking up to our front doors that we don't know.
Right. Who's this? What do they want? Yep.
Yeah, exactly. So oftentimes, like, hello, we're not selling anything. This is a good thing, and we let them know that they were nominated and that they won the award. And usually at that point, they relax and are often pretty excited.
That's cool.
So pre-COVID, we would also have a presentation down at a city council meeting where we would present them. We'd recognize them there, and then we would present them with one of these engraved rocks that says Bellbrook Beautification Award and the year.
Okay, so that was from this year.
Yes, this is we actually had an extra one this year.
Ah.
And so this is one of the leftovers. And interesting fact, the school actually helps us out with these. We get the rocks from a local business, but the school, the high school, is able to do the engraving for us. So they engrave those, and we get them painted. So normally we'd give that out at the city council meeting, but this year, since we're all having some fun with COVID, we opted to deliver those rocks, those awards, when we inform the homeowner.
So socially distanced.
Yes, socially distanced.
Put it on the doorstep and take 6 steps back.
Yes, we wore our masks when we went up. Everything was good in that way. And the other thing is, so the homeowner gets to keep the rock forever, and hopefully they display it in their front yard. But for about a month or so, there will be a sign in their front yard that the city service crew put out there.
Okay.
So this year, since there are not in-person council meetings, we'll probably do it over Zoom. We essentially make a PowerPoint presentation
and show the pictures.
And show pictures of each of the homeowners, and Last year we gave the homeowners opportunities to say something if they desired, but not
We'll
too
see
many
what this
people
year
did.
looks like.
Yeah. So, just some other things I'd want to add about it is homeowners are eligible to win once every 5 years.
Okay.
So once a home wins, typically those homes look great year after year once they've won something, but they're not eligible to win again for another 5 years. Certainly, there's lots of homes that are worthy of recognition. We want to make sure that we're not repeating.
Yeah, that everybody gets a chance to be
winners.
acknowledged.
Again, committee members are not eligible as well. We can't vote for ourselves, and city council members are not eligible, and the mayor are not eligible either.
Okay.
So,
But that leaves quite a few people that are, so that's cool.
yeah, I don't know how many houses there are in Bellbrook, but there is a fair number of them, and it is always interesting on a year-to-year basis, seeing some houses that maybe weren't that terrific in years past, and how the homeowners have put efforts into them and really spruced them up. So, I think the program is really designed to build some community pride and encourage all of our neighbors to take pride in their homes and their greater neighborhoods so that Bellbrook looks to be an inviting place.
Now, you said that you guys became the committee chairs recently, this last 2
Yes.
years ago. How long were you involved in it prior to becoming chairs, you and Michelle?
Yeah, well, the way we got involved is our home actually won back in 2007.
Oh, congratulations.
No, thank you. We didn't get rocks back then. We got little certificates. The rocks are nice, though.
Oh, they're pretty cool.
Yes. But we won in 2007, and so we got the enjoyment of Bron Wilson coming up and telling us that we had won, as well as going down to the city council meeting to receive that award. And like most committees, members come and go. And so the following year, Bron was looking for some new members, and so Michelle was really the one who was the official member, but it ended up that we would go out driving together and looking at houses and such, and so
it's almost a fun little date. Drive around the city looking at houses.
Yeah, hot date in Bellbrook as we scan the neighborhoods, which is also interesting because when we're as a committee member, when you would drive around here, oftentimes you're driving slowly, or you may drive by a house and then come back around again and drive slowly again. Oh. And there's definitely been times that you can see neighbors or homeowners like, what's going on here?
A little bit of suspicious activity.
And then there's times, after we have people win their award, I'll step out and take photos. And sometimes I don't take the photo right as we give the award because maybe they have cars in the front and they don't want that there, or they haven't mowed the yard recently. Okay. So there's times I'll have to go back and take those photos. And I know I've seen a few looks where, who's that guy? And why is he taking a picture of my neighbor's house? So fortunately, the police have not been called on any of us yet that I know of. And
that's definitely good.
We do know a few police officers, so I'm hopeful if they did show up. Like, oh, no.
That's what we're doing.
It's perfectly legitimate. And, that said, we don't have any Bellbrook Beautification Committee IDs or anything like that. So so we've been involved since 2007. So I guess 2008. So I guess this is our 12th year of involvement, and it's been a lot of fun. It's great to take pride in Bellbrook.
Yeah. Well, how long have you been in the community then?
We moved to Bellbrook in 1999.
Okay.
So.
So a while
today's
now.
date, 20. So in a few days, we will have been in our home 21 years, I guess.
Wow. Well, that's you've got kids then?
I have one son. He graduated from Bellbrook High School back in 2019. He's an aviation student up at Bowling Green State University. This summer, he finally got his pilot's license.
Oh, good for him.
It actually came in the mail yesterday. He got his license in July, but didn't get the official letter envelope from the FAA until yesterday. And when I got the mail yesterday, I'm like, ooh, this pretty exciting. And,
yeah, it would be.
And my son, who is not normally excitable, I could tell he was kind of proud about it, simply because I was looking through Instagram later, and he actually posted it on there. I'm like, oh, well, good. Good to
That's
see
a good sign.
Good to see he's proud of that.
Now, do you do anything else? I mean, I'm assuming that the beautification award is a small chunk of your time, so you probably fill it with other things.
Oh, yeah. Michelle and I do a lot together. She's also on the Sugar Maple Festival Committee, and fortunately, we didn't have the Maple Festival this year. But for the last several years, she's been on that, which inevitably gets me involved as well. Last year at the Maple Festival, there had been a lot of rain, and so that park area got kind of muddy, and so I myself had a few trips down to Ace Hardware in Kettering to get bales of hay to put on the ground there, so people weren't tromping around the mud as much. Or
sliding.
Yeah. I'm sure we still had that anyway, but at least it wasn't as bad. Some other things. I imagine there's a lot of people in the community who might know me from my running. And they know Michelle from walking.
I know I've seen your green jumpsuit around town.
Yes. I run twice a day, once in the morning, once in the evening, and Michelle typically walks in the morning, and both of us have received comments. Are you the person who walks every morning? Or are you the person who runs every morning?
You look familiar.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, get around town, which has also been great for the beautification committee, because when I'm out running, I often run through the neighborhoods of Bellbrook and can pick up.
And see a little bit here and there.
Oh, we'll have to remember that house. Probably the biggest thing I do outside, during the rest of the years, I'm heavily involved with the school. I help time cross-country meets. So we received word yesterday from the state that all fall sports can go on.
Hey.
We are, of course, making some adjustments for that. So cross-country races may look a little bit different this year at the start of the race and the finish of the race. So I've been doing that for several years. I also work in the press box at football games. But probably the biggest thing is, for the last 17 years, I've been the Bellbrook High School swim coach.
Oh, okay.
I was a swimmer myself growing up,
the shirt.
5th grade through college. And swimming had a huge impact on my life. I think all sports teach discipline, but I think swimming probably has a different level of discipline, just because you may have other people in the lane with you while you're swimming, but if you have a 2-hour practice, a good portion of that 2 hours is spent in solitary with a lot of time to think to yourself as you're just doing lap after lap after lap. So back in 2003, I was hired as an assistant coach.
Okay.
And in 2004, I was hired as the head coach, and have been coaching ever since. And hopefully things will work out this year, and I'll have my 18th season with the team. Team's always been great. It's a terrific bunch of kids on the team. Okay. I think swimmers are a different breed.
You're right. There's something about that isolation in the water as part of the sport that definitely calls to certain personality types.
Yeah, that said, we have a lot of kids on the team who are there for social reasons. I have a friend doing this, so I'm gonna join my friend's doing it. Maybe I'll come out and do it too, which is always great to see, because you have a lot of kids who have never really swam competitively before. And that's going to be especially more prevalent now that unfortunately we don't have Brookview in the community anymore. So a lot of those kids who would participate in summer swimming, we still have 5 seasons, of course, and some other area pools, but when you think about how many kids went through Brookview, it's probably going to have an impact for us. But it's a really rewarding experience to see these kids who start off at the beginning of the season barely able to swim, or able to swim, but not as proficient as you'd like. And then over a several-month period, just see how they progress. And you know, not only does their stroke look better, but of course they're improving their times and such, which is really what we're looking for.
You sound really proud.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the proudest things I have in my life is my coaching with these kids.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's amazing. It's cool that you're such a part of the community and you've worked really hard to be an integral part of this community and help improve it and better it and make it a place that we can all enjoy being. So thank you. Thank you for coming on the show and telling us about this beautification committee. Now that we all know it's out there, we can hopefully have a little less worry about people calling the police on you, since they know, you know, oh, well, maybe they're looking at my house because they think it looks good. So,
yes.
All right. Thank you, and we will hopefully have a chance to talk to you again. And we hope you guys enjoyed the show and finding out a little bit more about the project and the houses and how it all works. And we will see you on the next time.